From Louisiana to Luxembourg, welcome fellow fans of Clash of Clans from around the world. It is your host Galadon, and thank you so much for choosing to spend a few minutes of your day with me and Capital Raids, as today we take a slightly deeper dive into the individual districts and take a look and rank them from best to worst as far as if you want capital gold, which district should you attack? And it's not actually as simple as you might think. Yes, of course, in pretty much any clan, the capital peak will have the biggest gold reward for destruction, but of course there is that massive weapon coming out of the capital hall that is going to annihilate you for, most of the raid until you actually manage to get it down, or if you're like these crazy attackers in this video, you make it the last building that you wipe out completely. So, no, Capital Peak, not the best place to go necessarily. Now, it's not the worst either, and that really depends upon how much destruction has taken place beforehand and the layout, and it really is almost always going to depend upon the layout itself, and of course the upgrades that have taken place, but more so the layout. Many clans will actually make their districts easier to attack by moving them around from the default layout, so watch for that. Those widely spread out districts are not ideal for clans that have rage spells on the attack, especially when you can use 2 from your previous clanmate and then 2 of your own. Right here, we do finally get through what is, I would say, a relatively cherry-picked attack. If you looked closely, you saw that most of the major defenses remaining had significant amounts of damage done to them, and that is why we were able to walk in, pick up the 3-star for the bonus attack, annihilating this clan capital and picking up well over 4,300 capital gold. But let's go ahead and scout out an opposing clan. Here is 50 Rising. And let's just take a look. Obviously, the capital peak, worth the most capital gold, well over 10,000 available, but let's pop over to Golem Quarry. Yes, not quite as well defended. Notice, as you're going to see in most of the districts, that outside part, the part where you start your attack, is going to have a lot of those trash buildings. Those are usually only worth 30 to 50 capital gold each. It's not until you get into the significant defenses that you're going to be picking up a lot of capital gold. So no, it's not ideal to attack first, but it's not always an option to wait and be second. Take a look at this Wizard Valley. Pretty typical. You see that center, they've moved in those Inferno Towers, which are worth a massive amount of capital gold, but you've got to get through multiple walls to get there. Lots of trash buildings around the outside. Not ideal to attack first. Not going to be setting any records right there unless you're the second attacker. This Builder's Workshop, however, has the blast bow just waiting for you to crush along with the giant cannon pretty close. This one, I think you could pick up a lot of capital gold. Notice 8,200 available. Also get to that giant cannon in the back right corner. And then Dragon Cliffs. And this almost goes without saying. This is the worst district to attack for capital gold. And it's pretty much exclusively due to the Super Dragon posts. And in fact, the rule pretty much is if a district has defensive troop posts like Barbarian Camp and the Super Giants, it's not going to be one of the good ones to attack. So we will generally always avoid Wizard Valley because of raid carts, Barbarian Camp because of Super Giants, and Dragon Cliffs because of Super Dragons. I will also pretty much always avoid attacking Capital Peak because of the Capital Hall and the fact that that 15 tile range is going to annihilate almost any troops that are trying to clear out those surrounding buildings. Even if you're second to attack, did you see it? 34,000 hit points for a level 8 Capital Hall. That is crazy, and you're just not going to get the return on your investment in troops for capital gold. So let's scout another clan. Here is War Ready. We are facing them with use code Galadon, and here is their Balloon Lagoon layout. I like this because once you've broken in down the left-hand side, you are right on top of their significant defenses, and if you're in a clan that's fortunate enough to have 2 rage spells, you're going to do major damage. Builder's Workshop. This one I dislike being the first attacker, especially in the default layout with all of these little enclosures at the bottom, the giant cannon at the bottom left and the top right. This one's pretty spread out, and although yes, many clans can clear this in just 2 attacks, it's not ideal on that first attack for grabbing major capital gold. Similarly, for this Wizard Valley, those outlying buildings, gotta get those cleared first. The first attacker not going to get a huge reward in the core. That's where you're going to get the big capital gold, but, and it's a big but, yes, raid cart posts, up to 3 of them in a fully upgraded Wizard Valley. Stay away at all costs. Those are going to slow you way down. Now look at this Dragon Cliffs, the solo defending Super Dragon post over here on the right-hand side. If you were, say, cherry picking, you could maybe attack after that one's out of the way, but did you notice only 4,100 total capital gold for the entire district? Not upgraded much at all. This barbarian camp, 6,300, but again, look at the super giant posts. 3 of them, and they will stall while the splash damage from the multi-mortars and the bomb towers annihilate any ground troops you've brought in. And then Capital Peak. Also, what we haven't talked about, those hidden bombs, traps, mines, those are going to annihilate you on your way in. The first attacker, a virtual minefield, and then look at this group of defenses right here. Yes, that is absolutely beautiful. 4 powerful defenses, close enough that 1 rage spell could accelerate your archers through, but then again, you're dealing with the Capital Hall, and yes, look at the splash damage that is going to rain down as you work your way in. And generally, that's the biggest, most significant deterrent to going after the Capital Peak, and this one only had 7,930 available anyway, so let's just move on. As we join this Golem Quarry raid in progress, let me just kind of give you the basic breakdown. In my opinion, the 3 districts you want to go after if you're seeking max capital gold are going to be Golem Quarry, Balloon Lagoon, and Builder's Workshop. This list is not set in stone though, because again, you need to look to what damage was done in a previous, if any, attack. Also, what the layout is, where the walls are, what your army composition needs to be, how many raid carts you have to bring to get through those walls. All of these things matter and can greatly change the outcome of a raid. And then the traps. If it's a default layout, you may know where they are, but there's no way to avoid them. They're going to wipe out some of your troops no matter what. And again, no pun intended, they'll have a big impact on the amount of capital gold you take home from your raids. Now, again, at the end of all of this that I've just talked about for the last 7.5 minutes, we need to add a little asterisk, and then at the bottom of the page, it should say, it doesn't really matter how much capital gold you take because you're just doing this as a clan, and you shouldn't worry that much about getting more capital gold than other clan members. You should just be a team player. But, that's, up to you. And again, you don't want to tick off your fellow clanmates by cherry picking if you only have 1 account in a clan, but sometimes it can be fun. Just make sure you are adhering to the rules that your clan has. For instance, my clan says if you get a district to 80% or above, you better be the one to finish it unless you have already completed all 6 of your attacks. There is no worse feeling as a clan member to roll into raid weekend all excited to pick up major capital gold and to see a bunch of districts sitting at 90, 95, or yes, God forbid, 99% damage, just waiting for you to roll in and use 1 camp to finish it off. I mean, yes, you're going to get your bonus attack, but nobody wants to get it by grabbing 1%, so don't be that guy or that girl that leaves the district almost destroyed. Try to finish it if you can. Again, I understand if it's your last raid, not that big of a deal. It happens. It's happened to me. It's happened to most of the people in my clan. Not the worst mistake. Of course, now, based upon the previous replies to my video that I made about the worst mistake in raid weekends, okay, I stand corrected. The worst mistake is not failing to get your bonus attack. The worst mistake is not attacking at all. I mean, you're getting free stuff. Get in there and spam troops just to pick up the raid medals. I mean, I don't know why people don't. And yes, depending upon your clan, there may be a rule, like in my use code Galadon clan, that says you have to do your raid weekend attacks, or you stand the great likelihood of being removed from the clan with severe prejudice and never allowed back in. But okay, so that was a pretty sweet raid. It wraps up another pretty good raid weekend for a couple of my accounts here. Galadon at 29k, Galadon 14.0 at almost 26k. I hope the video helped out. Let me know in the comments if it did. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Galafam, I love, think about, and appreciate every single one of you every single day. So get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, week, month, and year. Be kind to other people, animals, and the planet. And I will see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. Galadon! Now, the worst mistake is not ticking. It's not playing Clash of Clans at all. Imagine.